And it has nothing to do with my diet!
That has everything to do with my diet. It has nothing to do with my diet. I don't feel like explaining this.
I feel bad because I did this to myself.
Because I'm old.
It's going to be a good episode when I start that way. I'm looking at everything. Pieces are coming together. I'm asking myself, you're asking yourselves, is this a scam of biblical proportions? Emphasis on the biblical, because from the very beginning of this investigation, I always said there's something wrong with Turning Point faith. It's when Turning Point made a turning point, so to speak. It feels a bit psyopic, a psychological operation, almost as though faith is being intentionally hijacked. Dr. Turk, by the way, went on another rant about me. He's getting to sound a little bit like Bobby Boucher's mom. If you guys have seen Waterboy, everything is the devil. Everything is the devil. He says I'm Satan because I'm confusing. It's just crazy how the truth can confuse people. What is it about the truth that is confusing people in this moment? Now, before we get into
Don't bring up Candace Owens. I don't want to watch her.
Scary story. Something that happened.
Conspiracy theories! The guy next to him, like, that's literally not like, dude. That's like, that's not what's going on.
I know what he's saying now, Johnny.
Yeah, like, the internet's saying that. That's not, like, any actual, like, theory.
Where's my phone
You know,
at,
Turning
man?
Point has a lot of
You have my
marketing.
phone?
You had it
Not
before
just a PR person, and then to have
the
Oh, sure.
Yoja.
orbit of people who are being paid
Yeah,
to push their
yeah.
talking points like Paramount Tactical. We also have a crisis PR team.
No, it's there. You're fine.
Hire the crisis PR team.
Bro,
I'm trying to
this
get
is the
it.
tattoo right here.
But I have to say,
I
all
know.
of those people
I've-
appear to
You're
be
trying to
in
shine the
struggle
light
city
at
at this moment. They are
I'm
struggling to
working
come
on
up
it.
with a way to explain.
Alright. Is that how you're laying? Or can you sit up more?
That we saw, the Zoom calls that we shared, the laughter, the smiling. They're wondering how exactly they can go about gaslighting the public into believing that all of that is perfect.
Yeah, is this good?
Yeah, are you your neck looks not comfortable, but okay. Alright. You ready to do this?
Out the Daily Mail, okay? Because no one has been working harder than the Daily Mail to invert
Yeah,
reality.
did that?
And I gotta
Well,
tell
yeah,
you, this
but
is
a
a
minute
difficult
ago,
one
you
for
put
them.
shit down.
It was not easy, but they did their best with this article. Check out this headline.
My finger.
The definitive truth about Erica Kirk's tears, the leather pants, and her new fortune, as Candace Owens drops quote-unquote giggling phone call in wake of Charlie's death. Well, that's the definitive truth. Look no further. Nothing says I'm the truth. Quite like when a journalist comes out and says it, right? It could be nothing else. No way it's going to be a lie. So definitive, you don't have to look any further. Here's what the article says. This is amazing. This is funny. This will lighten your mood. Quote, the Daily Mail has spoken with several experts on grief and so-called grief policing about the recent obsession that many Americans have developed with Kirk's behavior as a new widow. Love that already. Love that we have a term, grief policing. I love that you can always rely on a new psychological phenomenon to be spun out by the media. And this is the problem is actually you guys for noticing. And then it says, and as her critics will likely be disappointed to learn, those experts say judgments about Kirk reveal less about her true state of mind, and much more about the broader national discomfort with death, especially the kind of violent, widely broadcast killing that took her husband down. Quote, this is a quote from an expert, guys. It reflects our mourning avoidant, emotion-phobic culture, where people tend to make all sorts of quick, uninformed judgments about how people are supposed to grieve, says Dr. Alan Wolfelt, a Colorado-based death educator and grief counselor. Shout out to Dr. Allen, because this is a tough job. And he's saying a lot of words. He's doing what he's learned in school. It's just say a bunch of words, call people a bunch of names. He's like, this is supercalifragilisticexpialidociousness. Yeah. The ism, the abracadabradocious abracadabra, abracadabra.
Somebody commented, said, "What y'all up to?"
Handpoke? Bad bedroom sesh?
Old Smith pears. Smith Spears? I don't know. What's
Yeah,
up, dude?
Smith pears. Smith's pear.
We chatting.
Another quote, another therapist. This guy says, widows are uniquely grief policed. Their appearance, their tone, and behavior. Said LA grief therapist Bidwell Smith. Okay, Bidwell. He says there's this cultural belief that a good widow should look really collapsed and devastated, but grief is not a performance and survival is not a moral failure. When grieving, people can hyperfunction, as Kirk has appeared to do. People throw a lot of negative judgment on that, thinking that they feel nothing, when internally, privately, they may be collapsing and not really show it, Bidwell Smith added. Dr. Wolfe similarly suspects that Kirk's insistence on getting up and getting dressed and putting on makeup and fighting for something she believes in every day is a classic emotional survival tactic. And so first I want to say, that's amazing. When I actually thought about that, when they're like, the problem is you and you guys are sexist, is first and foremost, it was the women that came out first and said, I don't like this for some reason. I want to remind you of that. Secondly, I had to go backward in my own mind because I'm close to this situation, and I was like, maybe there is some objective sexism here. Let me think about that. And then I remembered another death that deeply impacted the entire world. Literally, I did not know this man, never met this man, and felt like I knew him, and I boo-hoo cried in my bed when Kobe Bryant died in the helicopter. I remember this day, like exactly where I was, crying hysterically, because I was a huge Lakers fan growing up, and I just always admired Kobe Bryant. This was before I was Catholic. He's Catholic. And I never, for a single second, do I remember the conversation being about his wife being inappropriate. In fact, there was a memorial, and what didn't happen 11 days later, it happened a month later, and it was, there were no fireworks, there were no pyrotechnics, she was aggrieved, and I went back and I listened to this speech, and I had to stop watching it because I almost cried again. It was a eulogy. It was parts of Kobe that no one could know other than his wife, when she spoke about her daughter and what she would never get to experience because her daughter was now gone. She spoke about not being able to be at her wedding. I mean, it's I can't even talk about it because it was, again, you should challenge yourself to go watch that speech. You should go watch Vanessa's speech at the memorial, and see if you recognize some differences, because I realized that I was so traumatized by Charlie's, I actually wasn't being objective. I wasn't being objective. And realizing these things early on that I think some of the public was recognizing right away. And something else that is interesting about Vanessa is she went through the anger period. Vanessa was suing everybody. She was suing people who released the photos. She was suing the helicopter company, even though the guy who ran the company was actually the one flying the plane. He died. I actually remember thinking, wow, like I personally thought this is not going to bring him back, but I understood that phase of anger. She was angry at the sheriff's department. Like, you knew what time it was. Like, talk about an investigation. She was doing that. Nobody was invited into her home, least of all the New York Times. And when she gave her first interview, just so you know, that wasn't until 4 months later in April. And they were not invited into her home. And it was because she was accepting, on behalf of Kobe, him being inducted into the Hall of Fame. So I just wanted to give you some compare and contrast, because the sexism thing is completely ridiculous. You could just completely sidestep that. And another thing that I wanted to point out as I was kind of examining that was I went back and I went, wow, this speech is so beautiful, and I'm learning so much about who Kobe was, because to me he was a basketball player and he was a leader, and I love that he spoke different languages, and there were so many things I loved about Kobe. I just thought he was brilliant. But I didn't know him. And when she's giving all of these examples and the things that he would do around the house and who he was and who they were, by the end of that, felt like I knew Kobe behind the scenes. And then I sort of went back and I revisited and just read the transcript of Erica's speech, and I am actually, in retrospect, quite amazed by how much was really about Turning Point USA and what was going to happen going forward. And you don't actually, when you read the transcript, learn anything about Charlie, other than Turning Point USA and what's going to happen going forward. Even in the first speech that she gave next to his chair, she talks about Turning Point USA and what we can do for the organization.
So we can't comment on here?
I don't know why it's not working.
Here's what
Yeah,
you can do for the
it's
Lakers
like,
organization today. Here is what the Lakers
I don't know if
do.
it's something that I'm supposed to set up like
Here's the
before.
Lakers. This is what Kobe loved to play basketball, and here's what you can do for the sport of basketball.
Undo.
I think that is the reason people were immediately off-put, because it wasn't a unit.
But yeah, I
It
mean, you
wasn't
used to let us
speaking about
comment.
those parts and those pieces of him. Yeah.
Or it's like,
And,
ame you
yeah,
can't
watching
comment,
it
you're just supposed to
was something
talk.
different. And I'm going to let you listen to, again, this piece about Turning Point USA. What was this, 36 hours after Charlie was assassinated? Maybe it was 40
I'll come back to this. Oh, we'll get to the end of this.
hours after he was assassinated. Take a listen.
My favorite too, but my husband's favorite word in the English language was earn. He would call all of you to be people of action who earn the future America deserves. So to all of the young people who felt inspired by my husband's faith and hard work, all of you already know what Charlie would want you to do. You know. You know.
You know.
If you're in high school or you're in college, go find your local Turning Point USA chapter. Join it. Stay involved. He wants you to make a difference. And you can.
What's
You
up,
can.
KZ's
The
Brown?
movement's not going anywhere. And it will only grow stronger when you join it.
Tats.
There isn't a chapter. You can't find one, then start one. There is no excuse. You can start one. And as my husband used to say in this room, every single day, if you want to get involved, the best way you can do that is going to tpusa.com. That's what he would say every day from this chair. Every single day. I watched his show every day, and he would always say, if you want to get involved,
Why'd you hide them?
I didn't mean to.
Oh.
How did I undo that?
Click their thing maybe, and then, hey, we gotta like unhide on this channel. There we go. Okay.
Not bad. Yeah, tattoo Sundays. Try a tattoo every Sunday, guys. If you tatted, shout out in the chat. Tell us about your tats. Tell us about your tats.
Tell us your heroic tat stories.
Yep. I want to know.
What is your story?
Welcome to your fast track to sounding authentically Mexican. From the casual que onda to expressing surprise with no manches, we are going to cover essential phrases and slang that are staples in everyday Mexican conversations. So que onda? Are you ready to start sounding more like a Mexican? Don't miss the video. So to make things easier, I have divided this lesson into sections. In the first section, we are going to learn colloquial words in Mexican and Spanish that we can use across different situations. In the second section, we are going to focus on extremely informal terms that we are going to reserve to use with our friends and family. So let's start with section number 1. One of the first Mexican Spanish words you need to know is mande. Mande
Monday.
is a polite way to say what or yes, and we are going to use use it as a response when somebody is calling us. Daniela, mande. Now that we're talking
Mande.
about responses,
Mande.
Here,
in
stop.
Mexican Spanish, to answer the phone, we say bueno. So now let's switch a little bit and let me show you some of the Mexican words that we use to refer to people. In Mexico, to say guy or girl, we say chavo or chava. And just like in English, in Mexican Spanish, these words can also be used as a synonym of boyfriend and girlfriend. Aquel chavo es Juan y esa es su chava. The next word is mijo. Mijo is a term of endearment that we use with kids, our friends, or our significant other. Mijo has a feminine form, and depending on whom we use them with, it's going to have different meanings. Honey, dude, kiddo, or sweetie. Mija, ¿sabes a qué hora abren? Honey, do you know what time they open? In Mexican Spanish, to say that a situation or a thing is cool, good, or great, we say padre, or you can also use its synonym suave. Está padre la película porque la otra no estuvo tan suave. Rubio means blonde. In Mexican Spanish, we synonym suave. Está padre la película porque la otra no estuvo tan suave. Rubio means blonde. In Mexican Spanish, we say güero. Cuando era chiquita, mi prima era güerita. When she was little, my cousin was blonde. And with these three adjectives, I want to point out a couple of things. Number one, I have seen across the web different articles that say that güero is a dismissive or disrespectful word. It's not. It's just a Mexican word we use to describe a blonde person. That's it. Number two, remember that Spanish adjectives need to mark the gender of the thing we're describing. So I changed güero to güerita because I'm describing mi prima, singular feminine noun. However, adjectives that end in consonant or the letter E, such as padre or suave, are not going to mark gender, they only mark number. Number three, in Spanish, we use diminutives to express affection or to soften the qualities of an adjective. Mi prima era güerita. So now I want to show you some popular interjections in Mexican Spanish. The first one is ándale or ándele if you're addressing a group of people. Ándale means hurry up or come on. Ándale, nos están esperando. Ándale, ma, no seas así, déjame ir. Come on, mom, don't be like that. Let me go. In Mexico, to say careful and warn people about an imminent danger or hazard, we say aguas. Aguas, la muchacha quiere pasar. Two of my favorite Mexican Spanish interjections are used to express surprise or frustration. The first one is chin, and the second one is híjole. Chin, se me olvidaron las llaves. Damn, I forgot my keys. Or, híjole, se me olvidaron las llaves. Ya ni modo. Based on this example, what do you think the expression ni modo means? Ni modo means oh well, and we use it to express resignation. ¿No vas a venir a mi fiesta? Ay, ni modo. The next expression is me late. Me late means I like, but we can also use it to ask or express agreement. Be careful because me late works with indirect object pronouns. Check this example. No me laten esas películas. ¿Te late si vemos otra cosa? The next Mexican word is vacilar, to tease, pronouns. Check this example. No me laten esas películas. ¿Te late si vemos otra cosa? The next Mexican word is vacilar, to tease. No le hagas caso. Pedro no conoce a Brad Pitt. Te está vacilando. Don't listen to him. Pedro doesn't know Brad Pitt. He's teasing you. In Mexico, we love spicy food and candies. Obviously, we need a verb that helps us express this sensation. And that verb is enchilar. Te vas a enchilar. La salsa está bien enchilosa. We also have other words that derive from this verb. For example, enchiloso is used to describe a dish, and enchilado is the adjective that helps to describe that sensation. Estoy enchilada porque la salsa está enchilosa. Now I want you to check the
I'm
next
kinda like, whatever.
sentences and try to identify
No,
what
watch
the
this.
word mandado means. Depending on the context, mandado means an errand, as in fue a hacer un mandado, she went to run an errand, or it could also mean groceries. ¿En dónde hace su mandado? Where do you get your groceries? We go to the second part of the lesson, the informal terms that you use with your friends and family. And in this context, one of the first phrases that you need is ¿qué onda? ¿Qué onda can be used as
¿Qué
a
onda?
greeting, but also to ask what's going on with people or a situation. ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué milagro? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué onda con nadie? One of my favorite Mexican Spanish interjections is no manches. No manches allows you to express surprise, anger, disappointment, and frustration. For example, no manches, ¿en serio renunciaste? To show you the next expression, I want you to check the first part of this example. Neta te digo.
Sorry, I hiccuped. I had a hiccup.
You could tell someone.
I didn't know it was a hiccup.
Don't fucking talk to me about that.
Esto es una planta. Una planta. Tiene polvo. Vamos a limpiar el polvo. El trapo. Esta planta está sucia. Tiene polvo. ¿Lo veis? Vamos a limpiar la planta. Con el
Clean your
trapo
plant. Planta. Oh, planta.
quitamos
Planta.
el polvo de las hojas.
Polvo.
Oh my God. Está muy sucia.
Está muy sucio.
What the fuck was that?
No,
What'd she
You
just
ripped their
do?
plant.
he roto la planta.
He roto la planta.
Yeah, just keep pulling on
Si
it. That's
queréis
gonna.
limpiar
There you go, well.
Limpiar el polvo
de las hojas, hay que hacerlo con
hojas.
cuidado. Con mucho cuidado. Si no,
Cuidado.
se rompen.
Se rompe.
Se
Esto.
rompe.
Es una planta limpia.
Ya, limpia.
Las hojas no tienen polvo. Está
Polvo.
limpia. Y las plantas, igual que las personas,
Igual.
yo soy una persona, planta, persona, planta,
Planta,
persona.
persona.
Las plantas, igual que las personas, necesitan agua.
Agua.
El agua tiene un filtro, que es un filtro de agua,
Filtro.
y este
Filtro.
agua no está filtrado. Es agua del grifo.
El grifo.
Las personas, como yo, bebemos agua. Necesitamos agua todos los días. Y bebemos agua. El agua es muy buena para las personas. Las plantas también beben agua. También necesitan agua. Para saber si la planta necesita agua, hay que tocar la tierra. Esto es la tierra. Tocamos la tierra y vemos si está seca o húmeda. Si la planta está seca, necesita agua. Si está húmeda, no necesita agua. Está un un poco
Poco.
húmeda. Si la planta está seca, hay que regar la planta.
Rega.
Y para regar la planta necesitamos una regadera.
It's too much.
Regadera.
Sí, por DLC quiero decir tomar Lorex o cortisona. Y por un poco, quiero decir un régimen de 4 semanas.
Oh, ¿esteroides? ¿Hay efectos colaterales?
Nada serio. Tal vez aumento de peso temporal.
Donkey.
Es que yo no tengo amigos. Y no pienso ir al bosque yo solito. ¡Hey! ¡Tengo una idiota! ¡Me quedaré contigo!
How do you convince a green, scary ogre to become your best friend? Let's learn Spanish with this iconic scene when Shrek and Donkey meet for the very first time.
Oye, estuviste enorme. Esos cuates me querían como burro de carga. Pero llegaste así, ¡pam! ¡Patitas para que las quiero! Se fueron de volada. Fue muy chistoso verlos correr.
Genial, qué gusto.
Genial.
Chicos, sí. Ahora, ¿por qué no te vas a celebrar tu libertad con tus amigos?
Ahora.
Es que yo no tengo amigos.
Genial, qué gusto.
Genial.
Ahora, ¿por qué no te
Ahora.
vas a celebrar tu libertad con tus amigos?
Okay, but you can't be like putting too much into it.
Ahora.
Yo no tengo amigos. Y no pienso ir al bosque yo solito. ¡Hey! ¡Tengo una idiota! ¡Me quedaré!
Ah, Futurama.
Fry and Leela are being held captive on a robot planet. Let's learn Spanish while we find out if they get to outsmart their captors.
No puedo matarlos. No puedo hacerlo. Muchos humanos han maltratado a los robots, pero ellos dos no. Son mis amigos. Los humanos no son una amenaza. Son cobardes, estúpidos y podridos esos. ¡Sí somos! El hecho es que
Jared.
los humanos son inofensivos.
Estamos conscientes de eso.
¿En serio?
Desde luego, pero nos sirven como chivos expiatorios para distraer al público.
So does this hurt?
Problemas.
Yeah, it hurts.
It does? You're not reacting. I mean, not even a little. You're not even like.
You never flinch at pain. Not at all. Not ever.
What? You're not flinching.
Yeah, I know. Why would I?
What did you just do? What was
That's
that?
in the Illustrated Man, when he's like, bitch, you ain't give me no pussy, basically, and she's like, you're a real man. She's like, I'll put it on. Anybody out there ever seen the Illustrated Man? It's kind of the vibe right now. Ray Bradbury. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about? And he's like, I'm looking for this house. I'm looking for this woman. Yeah, right here, right before she does give him the coochie.
He's getting mad. And...
He gets pissed off. And he's like, not once did you let me touch you.
After she's tattooed the fuck out of him.
He said, what do you think I am? Some kind of animal? Carl. Yes.
Let me finish.
You're not gonna finish nothing. Did you let me touch you for 1 second? You did not. What do you think I am, some kind of stupid animal or something?
Nice. But she hasn't said it yet.
Yeah, when does she say?
You're a man, Carl.
Oh, yeah.
Never flinch from pain. Pain is part of everything good.
It's a great fucking movie. Anybody seen it?
They can't see the screen.
Make you happier than you've ever been in your whole life.
She's about to slurba durba durba doo. She's kind of a babe, though.
She is a babe, kind of. Why is it kind of?
Yeah, she looks a little old, but you know, she's kind of a babe.
Can you see my nose when I'm like this in the frame?
Yeah, it's like Pinocchio's wiener hanging down.
Is it?
No,
I mean, you can see it a little bit.
can't see nothing.
A rocket.
Oh, did they already do the deed?
What?
It was quick.
No, I don't know who they did.
You know what I'm gonna put there?
What?
A rocket.
I gotta look like that 4th of July.
What do you think she is, like 40?
What a good fucking movie. I love this fucking movie. You know?
It's a good one.
Rod Steiger.
It's a good one.
What's the chick's name? Claire Bloom. Claire Bloom. Oh, here she is in another movie called 80,000 Suspects.
God, that sucks. Here, stop talking so
You
much.
think you're gonna solve that crime? Can hardly do a 1,000-piece puzzle. 80,000 Suspects. Sounds like the Charlie Kirk.
Don't say that!
I'm not in the fucking mood.
Dare you? I told her I wasn't feeling well.
Whoa, look at that. That is so cool. This is to certify that 80,000 suspects has passed as more suitable. Come on, keep going. For exhibition to adult audiences. Pretty fucking cool. I like that A. Might have you tat that shit on me. Adult audiences. You think there's some titties in this movie?
Probably, but here, stop moving, please.
I ain't never gonna stop moving, Tony.
I ain't never gonna stop.
I think he's finished it.
It's black and white. I don't think I'm gonna put it on.
I need some fucking color.
What the deaf man heard. Hey, bro. You're crushing my nuts.
They're really not on the best spot.
Either just right between my legs, huh? The Brothers Karamazov. It says it's a Dostoevsky novel.
It's gonna be good.
Anybody out there ever seen the Brothers Karamazov?
Or two watchers.
If you've seen it, let me know, because I might just rent it out. That's like some gypsy shit. It looks pretty fucking cool. Stop cussing at these people.
Who?
Me.
You're cussing a lot? I didn't even notice.
She. I'm just a gigolo.
Stop moving so much. Dude, you seriously just made me poke you like really far off the line.
Off the line?
Off the line. Oh my
Poke me off the
god.
line? Oh, that's fine.
That was 100% you. You went.
Yeah, give it a wipe. Whatever.
Oh my god.
Kitchen tattoos, y'all.
Bedroom tattoos.
Yeah.
Kitchen.
Well, it's just called a kitchen tattoo. It's kind of like a.
No, call it a bedroom.
It's like a
tattoo.
genre. Yeah. Was there even a poke there?
Huge. No. I gotta go potty.
This looks good. It's got like a gypsy lady dancing.
All that makes men and women saints or sinners, the furies that rage in their hearts, the fires that burn in their flesh, now storms the screen in the seething story of a master storyteller, the Brothers Karamazov.
Alexei, I see in myself the same depravity and sinister as in our father. I'm a Karamazov. My father is very romantic.
Very rich. He wants to marry me. And if I marry him, that makes me be your mother.
This is the explosive story of the Karamazov family. The seed of depravity and sin that was in their father was the only thing the brothers had in common. Lee J. Cobb gives an
They're
astounding
partying,
performance
huh?
as the
Fuck.
father. Alfred Salmi makes an auspicious screen debut as the sinister, illegitimate son.
You wouldn't kill your own son, would you? Do you want to kill me, darling? Stop talking such foolishness, Pop.
The saintly Alexei is portrayed by William Shatner. Co-star Richard Basehart vividly portrays the...
Damn, everybody says that the. Damn. Huh. Wow. Shit, they say it's the greatest book ever written. I don't know what I'm gonna fucking do. What is on my hand? Oh fuck. Why are you talking to me like that? Oh. I go for some like scalloped potatoes right now, dude.
Dude, I want a cigarette so bad.
Okay, dude, fuck out of here.
What?
I said I want scalloped potatoes.
And I said I
It was
want
your
a
opportunity
cigarette.
to talk about your cigarette addiction.
You're such a dick, dude. You're a dick, sir.
You're the dick. Okay.
No. What up, Reed? How you been doing, man? Is it cold in Canada like it's cold in Georgia right now?
I'm sure it is, dude.
No, it's always cold in Canada.
Come on, they get summers.
Does Canada get summers, Reed?
You get summers up there, bro?
Or is it just always fucking cold?
Yeah, real fucking cold. So they said it's the best book ever written, but the adaptation, they said the movie, the film.
Blue.
They said it sucks. Yeah, everybody says it sucks, the film. Some people said that they felt like the story was still good, though.
What, Strovsky?
Dostoevsky. Got a busy week coming up, you know that?
Yeah, let's not talk about it right now. But, also...
I don't think it's that crazy.
I don't feel good.
Don't fucking bring it up. That's hilarious.
The Philip.
Jesus. Uganda's moonshine epidemic.
Nice. That's not the name of the tattoo on the line.
The what?
That's really nice. Yeah.
No, I keep getting these random hiccups.
Yeah,
Eating lion, llama, and wild boar. Mexico's exotic meat obsession. Lion? Lion?
Why wouldn't they eat lion?
I thought they were like endangered or something. I don't really know much about lions, but I'm just saying though. Eating lion. Okay. I guess there's like farm lions for meat.
Really?
I don't know.
Wow, the flavor. This is one of the strangest textures for rib I've ever had.
He's eating a lion's rib?
So meet the owners roasting a wild boar, eating lion.
What can you imagine of the flavor of this? I bet it's probably very lean, and from the feel of my fork right now, I want to say a little bit chewy. He's already chomping on it. Uno, dos, tres.
They have lions in Mexico, then?
It's chewy, very chewy, very chewy. Was there some fat?
Yeah, so they farm lions and they eat them.
In Mexico.
Yeah,
Wait, is it endangered though?
African lions.
What kind of lions are in Mexico? Mexican lions? And they're not endangered? Where do lions even live in Mexico? So confused right now. Because they're not like a jungle cat. They're a fucking like plains cat. Oh man, that's blowing my mind. Are you reading about these lion farms, or what's going on?
Yeah, I'm sure you know that.
Well, can you like put on something? Like whatever
Yeah.
podcast while we're doing this?
Yeah. And the charred bits, they grilled this, and the charred bits taste real nice. No, it's not dry, but it is chewy. Yeah. Is this eaten because it tastes amazing or because it's a lion?
Pues cuando first time it's just for curiosity. They're like right into the meat, but after that, if they like it, they go buying this meat like constantly. They ask for a hamburger or just for the steak.
I can say the flavor is good. You put just a little bit of salt on it. It just tastes a little bit beefy, oily, although not overly fatty. Because usually more fat will need a little bit more tenderness. It's on the verge of being uneatable because it's so tough. So it's really unique in that way. What do you think?
It was his first time trying lion. He loved to start to chewing and chewing and chewing.
Your first time? Maybe you'll put lions on your ranch next?
No creo.
Quite a unique experience. I don't want the lion to overshadow this. This is what we really came here for. I love that we have like a whole.
What did they really come there for?
Ourselves. All right, we got some meat. I'm gonna put a load of onions and some guacamole. My first wild boar taco. So many firsts on this trip. Cheers.
Wild boar.
It's amazing. It's so delicious. It's interesting, you know, doing this kind of video or having this kind of experience that people are going to see. It's impossible to do this without somebody having strong opinions about it.
Yeah.
And it's just people, you know, in our day-to-day lives, we've become really conditioned. Like, these certain types of things are normal. It's what I'm used to, so that's what's okay. And food is like a religion to almost everybody around the world, whether they know it or not. What they're familiar with is what is canon to them.
Yeah.
That is what is okay.
Yeah.
Anything outside of that should be questioned. So there's no way to make a video like this and satisfy everybody. Someone's going to be upset about it. For me, my goal is just to show, I guess, the diversity that exists in the world and that there's no set normal. And it's also a good opportunity for people to take a look at their own beliefs because people always blame the vegans, but it's not the vegans. The people that complain the most about videos with animal meat included, it's the people who eat meat but won't accept other types of meat being eaten. So maybe they eat beef and they're like, well, that's okay, but this one's not okay. And so I think it's good for people to have a moment to like look at their own beliefs and question them a little bit. Because that's something I've done over and over while doing this show. So, guys, just want to say one more time, gentlemen, amigos, thank you very much for this experience. Incredible and something I'll remember for a very long time. Salud. Salud.
Salud.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you. Best ever point of view show is a small team of independent creators, and everything we do here works because of you guys. Click the link in our description to join our Patreon and receive exclusive benefits. Okay, I got two. I got one really long one, a little shorter, fatter one. Okay, my thinking was this.
Okay.
Oh no. Can we ask him to turn his light back on? Let's take a quick table of the. Oh gosh. Keep it together, Sonny. There's another kind of red laundry
The
looking
chiniquil.
worm.
Exactly.
Chiniquil?
Chiniquil.
Chiniquil. That sounds like something Borat used to say. Chiniquil.
Guacamole.
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 Guacamole. How old do you have to be to drink in Mexico?
At 18. I mean, legally. Because usually we start to drink at 15, maybe 14. Judge.
No judgment. Put you in the face. We can share this end together. Being selfish. Need a big. Oh, guys, that is the end of the video. A huge thank you to Luce, my man.
I'm very grateful, Sonny. Thank you very much.
No, thank you. I love the experiences today, and you are an incredible ambassador, Jim.
Yo quiero una cerveza. Yo quiero un helado de turrón. Yo quiero una tapa de croquetas. Stop saying yo quiero. Keep watching to hear why. I'll show you how fixing this can dramatically improve how you communicate in Spanish. And take the quiz at the end to make sure you master this essential skill. My daily Spanish. First, yo quiero in general doesn't sound very natural because in Spanish we usually omit the pronouns. So if you're going to use yo quiero, it will sound more natural if you just say quiero. Pero aún así, but still, quiero or yo quiero sounds demanding, like I want this, give it to me. And we don't want to sound like that. Right. So I will teach you 8 different ways to say the same thing but sounding more respectful and natural. The way a Spanish speaker would say it. Uno. First, just changing the verb tense will make a big difference. Quiero is conjugated in the present from the indicative mood of the verb querer, to want. Let's change it to the conditional tense. Querría sounds a little bit more indirect, more respectful. Querría una cerveza, por favor. Yo querría una tapa de gambas al ajillo, gracias. What? Did you use yo? Yes, in a context in which we are in a bar or a restaurant with more people at the same table, you use yo to emphasize it's you who will have that drink or dish and another person at the table. So in this context in which each one orders their own food or drink, it's normal to say yo. You can also use querría in different situations. Querría pasarme por el supermercado un momento. Dos. Let's change it now to the imperfect past of the subjunctive mood. Yo quisiera.
Right here.
This sounds even more polite, so it's more indirect than the other. Quisiera un zumo de piña, por favor. Quisiera un montadito de lomo, por favor. Quisiera hablar con un abogado. Quisiera no verle la cara nunca más. Pedazo de mierda. 3. Another expression to order at a bar or restaurant. Yo voy a tomar. Voy a tomar. Pues voy a tomar una copa de vino tinto y una tapa de ensaladilla. Yo voy a tomar una caña y una tapa de calamares fritos. One more, and I'll tell you 2 very, very easy ways to order at a bar. You really need to know. 4. Let's keep ordering some food. Now with me pone, can I have?
Right now, I'm holding the head of a camel's recruit. I'm heading up the street and down an alley to try a delicacy from the Sahara Desert that few locals have even heard of. We have come to our next destination. This is my guy, Adil. How you doing? Pounded? Oh, if you walk up to this cart and look at the sign, it will say steamed meats, but that only tells part of the story. The rest remains in here. In here you will see some very unique cuts of the cow. Now, you might have thought the heart for the kidney was unusual, but wait till you see what we've got in here. Starting with this. This is a pretty
Looking really good.
piece of meat. Look at
Yeah, the Red Bull sort of like hit me when I first started. I was sort of tweaking a little bit. Took me a second to like get in the flow.
Udder.
Have your hand.
Let's go.
Tongue and udder.
Isn't that just like all fat?
The organs are served alongside a soup made of legumes and tomatoes, some sweets on the side, and that old familiar bread. Right here we have our adventurous lunch for the first soup. This
Damn,
is
look how
delicious.
thick
It is
that
thick
soup was.
and hearty, and that old familiar bread. Right here we have
Here's
our
just the
adventurous
top
lunch
layer,
for
but
the first soup. This looks
yeah,
delicious.
the
It looks
top layer.
thick,
Not bad.
hearty, heartwarming, especially on a cool day like this in Morocco. I'm gonna work my way up to the cow udder. But first we have the cow tongue, and then right here, the cow cheek. The cheek is one of the most prized parts of the cow. As with many of the foods here, you gotta get some bread gloves, grab a big load of meat, and push it on with your thumb. That is delicious and heavy. If this got steamed a little bit longer, it would be too long. This is almost becoming a paste. It is so soft. It's almost breaking down into nothing. And then we have this right here. This is the tongue of the cow. Here we got bigger, broader, more distinct chunks. This really looks delicious. Now, what's interesting about this place is you can either get the meat cut up on a plate like this, or you can have them jam it into a sandwich for you. But I've gone with the meat on the plate option. That's delicious. Oh, the texture is awesome. And then there's just one meat remaining. Take a look at that. This is the cow udder. It is a strange interconnected maze of tissues meant to create and distribute milk out the nipples. I'm gonna try to rip it in half just to show you how soft and tender it's gotten. Now compare that to the texture of the udder that we ate in Thailand, which was kind of tough and stretchy. This is gonna be a completely different experience, so let's go for it.
What do you think it tastes like?
A little bit spongy, but it's been steamed so long.
Spongy? I mean, I thought it'd just be really fatty.
And there's a crap load of
Here's
salt on it too.
one.
It's broken down, it's soft, but the texture is unlike anything I've had before. As you break it open, it just looks slightly bizarre. But as you eat it, it's very soft and it's fairly indistinguishable from the cow cheek, for example.
Okay.
When I ate this in Thailand, it was kind of milky. It had a dairy aftertaste to it. But here, there's none of that. Well, it really just tastes like salt and cumin, because that's what they put on here. I like it. This is something new. This is also going to be our final taste of cow, because now we're graduating up to the camel. The camel head, now broken down, heads to its final stop, the Jack's restaurant. First, she seals her traditional steamer with flour paste to direct the heat to the top. The head goes in one terrifying piece at a time. After adding salt, the Jack places the lid on top. Once fully braised, she plates up the camel head.
Pot looks like it was made in the Bronze Age,
Salt,
dude.
cumin, and paprika. At last, our ultimate bizarre Moroccan dinner can begin. Najed, you've
It
outdone
looks
yourself.
so
Moments
good.
ago, I was holding the whole head of a camel in my hands, and now I'm kind of blown away by what I'm seeing here. It's like a big pile of bones.
What's that bumpy thing?
But we're not gonna start with this.
That's crazy.
Look at the thing right there.
What is that?
The spleen.
And inside is a plaque.
Whether it's your spleen or that of the camel, this
That's a
organ is in charge of
spleen?
filtering and
That's a
recycling
whole
blood.
organ?
It has a nice
She
sheen on
stuffed
it,
it with
it's
like
rubbed
stuff.
down with
Okay.
the oil.
Well, maybe oil. I will cook like a joke. I want to keep it.
It turns out it can also be used as a sausage-like casing after being stuffed
Look
with
at that.
ground camel meat,
Alright,
olives,
yeah,
and
let me cook
spices.
The next move is, if you allow me, to make a little sandwich for you with my hands.
Please, so you split the bread in half, and you attack it from an angle.
Yes, sir.
The olives in there.
The fat, if you don't mind.
Will you make some for
In
yourself?
the restaurant?
Chef, I call you chef.
More of a mid-tier
You
YouTuber.
are the human being who show the job that we do.
I've got my spleen, I've got my salad.
The spice if you like.
Morocco.
Oh, wow. That is remarkable. There's so much flavor. I can't believe how juicy and delicious this turned out.
I like it.
Completely not what I expected.
You know, Morocco is a country of color, flavors, and lovely hearts.
It's almost like a processed meat loaf in a way that has this uniform texture.
See? Yes.
A big piece of bologna or something like that. For me, it's very garlicky. There's cumin, tons of animal fat,
Garlic is one of the most beautiful probiotics that you need to put into a system.
Well, my wife doesn't like it if I eat it raw.
Listen, I have a chewing gum. What can I say?
And I'm raised by the camel. But first, I want to learn a little bit more about you. You grew up in Spain.
I lived in San Sebastian, born in San Sebastian.
Until what age?
My whole life, my parents lived there, my brothers lived there.
What's drawing you to Morocco?
The power of the universe. My parents every summer bring me to Fez. I had to go barefoot. I would pick up oranges and mint and lovely, wonderful vegetables. Those are the flavors and the aromas that they are inside of me.
So when you were younger, did you ever have camel head?
The head, no, until I was more than 16.
I think we should give it a shot. I'm looking at it. Look, you can see this is teeth, and you can see the insane texture of the inner cheek.
How about this one?
Well, this looks nice too, right here. This is a giant piece of, I think, the bottom bone, and the meat seems to kind of peel right off of it. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of salt. Cheers.
Is it you go to the petrol station and you buy
Jerky?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is softer than jerky. What's resounding about this is it was put into the communal oven that imbued the smoky flavor onto it.
Everybody brings everything to the local oven. It's normal that the aromas also go into the meat.
And listen, these aromas also went into some guy's bread. And so someone, their bread's gonna be a little bit different too.
You will say, smells like something I'm not, what is this?
I gotta say, I'm blown away. I can't be super honest with you now that I like it. I looked at it, I thought, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like that.
It's okay.
Well,
it's just a tiny, nice, lovely animal, you know?
Yeah, look, it's not the prettiest bell at the ball, but it tastes great.
You have diamonds, you know? How do you get them to be nice and shiny and lovely? You need to go inside, yeah?
When it comes to
She wants him to go inside.
Right on there, where she is.
Preserve what everybody is cooking with knowledge and keeping a culture as a flavor, memory, sensorial. That's it. I would love to have this country appreciated like any Asian country, like Mexico, like India. So my duty and my job and my feistiness is to let the things of this land and this country to be recognized in the world. That's it. I don't want anything else.
Beautifully said. Thank you so much.
God bless you. Thank you.
For more fun food videos, join me.
Like, so you're not going to come inside.
That's unfiltered. Muscle fibers. And it's
Hey,
a unique texture.
stop it.
Something that's partially chewy and partially full of fat and soft. I've lived in Vietnam long enough, a place where people love chewy food, that I've come to appreciate that texture, not just like Americans who like everything soft.
I think if you are able to eat just a quarter, you will feel very strong and you will feel happy and you have the fat, eggs, which is very important for human beings, correct?
That's right. I'm going at it. I like it. It's really addictive.
No, it's very nice.
There
It's
it is,
just
I'm
nice.
hitting.
It's better than any single component here alone. They work together like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Alright, I want to talk about something else. When I go to
What
Muslim
kind of
countries,
street
where
you
people
watch?
are eating all
Yeah, they
halal,
need that.
we generally don't find that many bizarre foods. In doing research for this country, I did find there were many foods that, even though they are halal, still I would categorize as kind of bizarre.
Yes, sir. I have a lovely camel head with the tongue and everything, with the eyes, waiting for us.
Would this be considered bizarre, especially to some younger folks here in Morocco?
Yes, sir.
Camel, while not as common as beef or lamb, remains a cherished delicacy in Morocco. It's often enjoyed in the form of a burger patty or sausage, but eating the whole head, well, that's for those who have completely lost their minds.
Holy cow. Yeah. That's a... I don't know what I was expecting, but this is a big camel. YouTube doesn't like stuff like this, but this is food.
Sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
With respect.
And respectfully, I want to give it a little bit of a sniff.
Smell animal.
Yeah, it still smells like a camel pasture. It's heavy, by the way. This is like a 20-pound head. How common is it to eat the head versus the meat?
Always when they sacrifice, the head is sold.
There's that. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Can I get a takeaway bag or perhaps a small crate?
And Jack is headed to a restaurant to whip up a mysterious meatloaf made from camel's food. Meanwhile, I'm handling the camel head, starting its transformation into something resembling food by first singeing off its hair.
All right, folks, we have our camel head right here, and we have come to a communal oven. Right down here is the oven, and the guy who's anxiously anticipating my camel head. Here's the problem.
He's like, give me the fucking camel head, bro.
Get their bread baked, but going in that same
I got a
oven
fucking job to do.
is this right here. How is
There's
it
a
gonna
line.
affect the taste of the bread? I'm not going to stick around to find out. wants a camel head? Oh, he just grabs it right by the head, and he's gonna go straight into the oven with it, and he shoves it deep inside into the flame. So far, it smells a bit, but it's not overwhelming yet. I'm told it's gonna take 30 minutes to burn all the way off, and then we go on to the next step. That is a big and unruly camel head. This is gonna be a long process.
While waiting for the fire to do its job, I'm heading deeper into the Medina in search of more bizarre bites. This place is a maze of narrow streets packed with lively markets, historic architecture, and countless food offerings. And while skewers are a popular choice, the ones this shop serves may startle you.
Guys, feast your eyes on that. That, my friends, is a cow heart. And this, I want you guys to guess what that is. This is the kidney of the cow. And look, this one's very big. This cow must have been a heavy drinker, or at least used ketamine. From here, he's gonna start slicing the organs, and that's gonna hit the charcoal, and we're gonna get a second breakfast. Take a look right here. This guy makes quick work of these frozen kidneys. It actually is a lot easier to cut a kidney when it's kind of semi-frozen like this. Thank you. Very nice guy. Great hospitality. Here's what I love about his shop. He has seating here for about 3 people, but then inside there's seating for maybe 6 more. Not a lot of people at one time. You gotta turn tables, turn them and burn them, get people fed and get them out, right? Thank you.
Once the heart and kidneys are chopped up, they're skewered, then grilled over hot charcoal. Chef Alarbi has 44 years of experience on the grill. In this time, literally millions have passed in front of his shop, taking in the aroma of cooked meats. After the skewers leave the heat, he sprinkles the lot with his personal spice mix. And finally, a carnivore diet is ready to begin.
Folks, we have our second breakfast right here, and I've got Alarbi looking over me like a guardian angel. The vibe of the Medina is wild. We are in just this narrow alleyway here. Actually, if you look just across, this guy is selling bread on a short table. This woman right here, she has a couple of breads that she's selling, including these little pancakes. A pancake known as nouvelle. The pronunciation's kind of tough with some of these Arabic words. We're going to start with my favorite animal organ, and that is the heart. I don't care if it's a chicken or a cow. This is an animal organ I absolutely adore. I'm going to use this as little bread crumbs. Rip off a piece, use that to grip it and rip it. It's cooled down a little bit, but it's a nice texture, and it's a very nice flavor. The 2 most distinct flavors are chili powder, because it's a little bit spicy, and cumin. Here's what cumin is. Get your taco seasoning, that Ortega pouch, rip it open, and that really present smell in there, that's cumin. It's a very solid piece of meat. It's fatty, and there's a lot of flavor. Actually, it does make sense to pair this one with a little bit of bread, just to cut down the richness a bit. I like it. Moving on to meat, our next meat right here, the kidney. And if I'm honest, kidneys are not my favorite. When I think kidneys, I think of that time I was with the Toga tribe in Tanzania, and they made me eat it raw. Grab some bread gloves, peel it off, and let's throw back some kidney. Oh yeah, it's good. A strong flavor of cumin. Usually the organs, they can be gamey, there can be a lot of minerality, but they're pretty neutral actually. I'm a big cumin fan. If you are not a fan of cumin, you will not like this, but you also won't like a lot of other Moroccan dishes, because cumin plays a heavy part in seasoning food here. Waiting guys, carton.
Down to do some sardines a little bit.
No, I'm not eating again, but we'll make
For
me
me?
some. Yeah.
Any remaining hair scraps before absolutely pulverizing the radium into unrecognizable head chunks. In the meantime, I'm heading up the street and down an alley to try a delicacy from the Sahara Desert that few locals have even heard of.
We have come to our next destination. This is my guy, Adil. I do pound it.
Everybody's talking about Epstein. And like you cannot say like, oh, nobody's talking about Epstein. Everybody talks about Epstein. Comedy show, but they never talk about the very obvious connection with the foreign intelligence. You see, like open ABC, Epstein, NBC, Epstein, CNN, Epstein, Comedy Central, Epstein, but they never talk about the Israeli connection. he's
it's
here,
really,
right?
he was from us.
Right, he was-
That's when they start talking about it. As soon as we worked through, it turned out actually that
Yeah.
he was working for us.
Oh yeah, like he was indicted 2008 and he was allowed to go to Israel during his
Yes, that's what's coming
He
next.
just like happens to go to Israel and then he was
That's how they put Barry West CBS. That's what's
Yeah.
coming. They're working on that narrative. They just have to figure it out. And it's like, it is the most despicable thing. That was for me done with Trump. As soon as he said what Epstein files, easiest way to lose me as to talk about the children. If we can't defend the children, what kind of nation are we?
when everybody's talking about Epstein, I'm like, you cannot say like,
If you walk up to this cart and look at
I'm going to show you how to use just 2 ingredients to whiten your teeth at home. You don't need to go to the dentist and do this very expensive procedure. You also don't even need to buy those whitening strips. This remedy is going to cost you about $3 and it's super effective. If your teeth are a bit stained, like yellow from coffee, tea, red wine, or just getting older, this will be a great solution. After the recipe, we'll also talk about oil pulling and also some fascinating information about leaky gums. You can actually have a situation where you're getting bacteria that goes into your gums, into your bloodstream. So that's going to be very important to learn about that. If you want to make your teeth super white, there's 2 things you need to have. Number 1, you need baking soda. I found baking soda at the store for $1.07 with hydrogen peroxide. I recently found some for $1.60 for an entire bottle. Now, it's very important that you don't get the wrong hydrogen peroxide. You want the one that says 3% or less. You do not want the one that's like 15% or 40%. That's going to be way too strong. And by the way, the main ingredient in these whitening strips that you buy online is hydrogen peroxide. But they charge you like $20, $30, $40 for these little strips. You don't need to do that. And when you go to a dentist, it's even more expensive. And they're using a very concentrated hydrogen peroxide, which is up into the 40s. The problem with that is, yes, it does work on making your teeth whiter, but that super high concentrated hydrogen peroxide on your gums with the ultraviolet or LED lights that they put at the same time that intensifies that chemical reaction can really mess with your gums and dehydrate your actual teeth to the point where now you have this sensation in your teeth that they hurt because the concentration is too.
Okay, cool. We got some 3% hydrogen peroxide?
I don't know what percentage it is.
When I was designing the
I think it's
spirulina
like
farm,
3%.
I didn't look at farming manuals. I looked at a NASA research paper from the 1960s. You see, NASA had a problem. They needed a food source for long-duration space travel, but they realized they couldn't bring cows or corn to space. It was too inefficient. So they launched the CELSS program and tested thousands of plants. And guess which plant won? Spirulina. They found it was the most efficient oxygen generator and
That's the stuff in the Blue Magic.
Protein source?
The spirulina? The algae? Yeah, that's like what makes the blue.
No, I'm saying it's a protein source.
Oh.
Yeah, it's got a lot of good stuff in it. Here, let me use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Be gone.
Super anti-aging. It's going to tighten your skin, nourish your skin. If you have any darker scars or darker blemishes, it'll lighten those up. It's going to also help if you have any acne. This video is going to apply a very thin layer to your skin, like the clear part of the egg. You're simply going to take
Clear
the white
part of
of
the egg.
put it in a bowl, do a little whisking, and then you're going to apply a very thin layer to your skin on your face. Wait 15 to 20 minutes until it dries. It's going to tighten everything up. It's going to make your skin look and feel really youthful. That's pretty simple, right? Well, now we're going to add one more thing to take it to the next level. Let's see if you can guess what this is. This extra thing is super high in something that a lot of people are deficient in, vitamin A. The more you're deficient in vitamin A, the rougher your skin is going to be. It's loaded with vitamin A and vitamin D, E, K, B vitamins, and choline, which are all wonderful for your skin. If you guessed egg yolk,
That answer is correct.
I mean, you're already adding the egg white. Why not just throw in the yolk? Because the white handles the
body
tightening
feathers in
factor
here?
on the skin and the wrinkles, but the yolk actually gives nutrition into the skin directly.
What is he saying? What is it?
especially with
It's
the
egg.
vitamin A.
Eggs?
Egg white and egg
nutrients.
yolk.
Then you're gonna
Rubbing egg on
rinse
your
off
face.
the entire egg with
Fuck yeah,
water,
dude.
Inject to the skin directly because the white handles the tightening factor on the skin.
That's
the
so
wrinkles,
smart.
But the yolk actually gives nutrition into the skin.
So you do
directly,
it.
Can you turn this off?
with vitamin A and these
No, wait.
other nutrients. Then you're gonna
Yeah,
rinse
I mean,
off
we're
the
just
entire
saying.
egg with warm water and
Yeah, so you
gently
do
dry
the
with a
warm,
towel.
you do
Do
the
this
egg
2
white, and then
times
you do the egg
a week.
yolk.
Adding the egg yolk actually adds a healing
He
factor
says add
and
ginger
a
or no?
regenerative factor.
I
You
didn't hear
may
that.
want to add a teaspoon of yogurt to this mix just to add some additional things that will help with your microbiome on the skin. Just make sure that the yogurt is not sweetened. If you want organic plain yogurt, this is a very, very inexpensive but awesome thing you can do to help with anti-aging on your skin, doing this once or twice a week. I would also recommend eating more eggs in your diet. I personally eat 4
Is that-
eggs every single day, okay, for one of my meals. If you're female, maybe you have 3 or 2, but I know other females that have 5 eggs every single day. Consuming eggs are like a superfood. It's the highest quality protein that you can eat. If you're gonna fry the egg, fry it in
thousands that were registered to vote. I think we're at like over 200,000 for merch sales. Don't quote me on that because I think it just keeps like bumping up like crazy. But
Turning Point USA, since Charlie was killed, just so you guys know, this is a fact, has made more than $100 million.